Greetings to all lovers of philosophy. Today I want to talk about the concept of the leap of faith from the perspective of Søren Kierkegaard, the 19th century Danish philosopher. I don't know whether you've seen the Batman movie, The Dark Knight Rises, or not. In one part of this film, the story's hero, Bruce Wayne, is imprisoned. Bruce Wayne is Batman's real-world identity without any superhuman powers. His place of exile is a prison where inmates are lowered into a very deep pit, a cave from which climbing out and escaping is almost impossible. Deep inside the pit, the oldest prisoner tells Bruce Wayne a story. Over all these years, only one person has managed to escape from this prison. Bruce Wayne asks how he succeeded. The old man replies, "He climbed up that rocky wall, he reached that ledge you see, and he jumped from that ledge to the ledge on the opposite wall, climbed up again and escaped." Bruce Wayne is astonished, because the distance between the two ledges is very great. But he tells himself that if another human being managed to do it, then he can too. He trains for weeks and months. He succeeds in climbing the first rocky wall and reaching the first ledge. But no matter how hard he tries, he cannot jump from the first ledge to the second. Every time he jumps, he falls short by 1 or 2 meters and falls down. Of course, as a precaution, each time he ties himself to the rocks with a rope so that he won't be destroyed if he falls. In despair, he tells the old man, "You see, I tried, but I didn't succeed." The old man replies, "It's true that you tried, but you didn't use all your strength. I know why you're not succeeding. There is a difference between you and the person who escaped from this prison years ago. What distinguishes the two of you is faith." Do you know what faith means? It means that, unlike you, when he jumped from the first ledge to the second, he did not tie himself to any rope. He jumped, knowing that if he failed to reach the second ledge, he would fall and die. That leap of faith created the power and strength he needed at the final moment to reach the second ledge. Bruce Wayne climbs the rocky wall one last time, and this time, without tying himself to the rocks with a rope, he jumps from the first ledge to the second with all the strength within him. This time he succeeds, precisely when he did not tie himself to the rope. When he faced either death or victory, he managed to jump from the first ledge to the second and finally escape that terrifying prison. This is a metaphor for what Kierkegaard calls the leap of faith. There are turning points in life, moments when we have used reason as much as possible, tried to consider every aspect, and made all necessary preparations. Yet at the decisive moment, we hesitate. It is true that there is always a possibility of failure, because not everything in life is under our control. But if we constantly allow doubt to paralyze us and rob us of the courage to jump, we deprive ourselves of the possibility of experiencing the most transcendent dimension of humanity. Søren Kierkegaard, the 19th century Danish Christian philosopher, who is considered the father of existentialism, regarded the leap based on faith as the highest stage of living. Kierkegaard's powerful and literary style of writing, along with the deep humanism present in his philosophy, evokes a feeling in the reader that is not unlike the atmosphere of Nietzsche's philosophy. Perhaps that's why both of them are regarded as pioneers of existentialism in the 19th century. Although Kierkegaard's belief in God and Nietzsche's atheism distinguished them from one another, both, despite illness, loneliness, and public pressure, never abandoned the frank expression of their beliefs and defended human individuality until the very end. Moreover, both philosophers lived in accordance with their philosophies until their final moments. Kierkegaard believed that human beings deal with two kinds of truth: subjective truth, which is reached through personal and inner experience, and objective truth, which is experienced objectively, outside oneself. In Kierkegaard's philosophical system, objective truth is a truth for knowing, whereas subjective truth is a truth for living. During his lifetime, Kierkegaard strongly criticized three institutions. His first criticism was directed at the Christian Church, which he accused of destroying human individuality and obstructing genuine faith-based experience in individuals. His second criticism was aimed at publications and newspapers, which he accused of shaping public opinion in order to homogenize beliefs, eliminate individual thoughts, and generally prevent independent thinking. His third criticism was directed at Hegel's philosophy. He accused Hegel of reducing humanity to human history and erasing individual existence from philosophy. Kierkegaard believed that none of Hegel's objective truths constitute the core of an individual's life. Rather, subjective truths are the core of individual life. From his perspective, subjective truth is a truth that is true for one person, even if it's not true for any other human being. Because of these criticisms, Kierkegaard was attacked on three fronts: powerful figures in the Christian Church, owners of publications and newspapers, and many philosophy professors all turned against him. Nevertheless, he never abandoned his philosophical struggle to defend people whose individuality was being crushed under the hammer of the church, the media, and the Hegelian philosophical system. He even requested that only these words be written on his gravestone: the individual. This was to emphasize the importance of human individuality. In his philosophy, Kierkegaard believed that human experience of life has three levels. The first level is the aesthetic mode of life, which involves appreciation of beauty and enjoyment of life with the aim of pleasure. The second level is the ethical mode of life, which involves living with a commitment to moral values. The third level is the religious mode of life, though he did not mean religion in the conventional sense. Rather, he meant leaping on the basis of faith and throwing oneself into an unknown space in order to live passionately and intensely and to experience what human beings can experience only from within and through faith. That is a direct relationship with subjective truths that are evident and accessible only to the individual. Not all human beings necessarily experience all three levels of life. Almost everyone experiences the first level. hedonism, and aesthetic living. Many enter the second level, ethical living, but only a few experience the highest level of life, the leap based on faith. So has it ever happened in your life that you experienced something like Kierkegaard's leap of faith, where you took a risk and moved forward based on faith? Thank you for watching this video. May wisdom be your companion and protector.